Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, and Merry Christmas to you. Here's a quick radar update and a look ahead as we do have our next system working its way through as we head into the weekend. But for now, more fog and the wind is actually causing road problems. The details begin right now on Hutch's.
A Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
We'll get started with a look at the road reports for the area. Now in central and western North Dakota, the North Dakota roads are shown as green, and that means seasonal travel conditions. South winds have really increased in the eastern third of the state, so basically from south central North Dakota into the Red River Valley counties, all of eastern North Dakota. The light blue color here, frosty roads, icy roads in yellow for southeast North Dakota. The blue means snow-covered roads, and I can personally attest to some wind-blown road snow on the area roads, causing very slippery conditions across parts of western Minnesota as well. We'll get to the Minnesota map, but let's take a look at what things are looking like at a couple locations for you, and then we'll get you on to the big and better details about the future. First and foremost, again, those winds really causing some snow to blow onto area roads, and north-south roads are also impacted by this snow blowing on the road. But here's a look at I-94 just into West Fargo now. And again, you got some snow that's creeping up on the road surface right here, thanks to those winds that are gusting out of the south as we head into our evening hours. Across Minnesota, we have road conditions that have been compromised as well. Remember, colors are a little different here. The blue colors in Minnesota mean partially covered roads, totally or completely covered roads in areas of pink. So from northwest Minnesota through all of our west central Minnesota counties and on down into the southwestern part of the state where a dense fog advisory is once again in effect, we do have some problems. Here, let's check in on the Ada area and the Hendrum area. You can see here the snow is completely covering the roads with the exception of a few tire tracks mulling through there. So in spots, Highway 9, I can tell you I was traveling on earlier tonight south of Beltrami and working our way down into the FM area. In places, has really taken on quite a bit of snow, and it's very slippery out there. So as we take a look on the I-94 corridor, here's a look out at the Barnesville area as we look at I-94. And again, we do have some areas of some fog out there. It was foggy in and around the Fargo area. The visibility just not as low as those as we've experienced the last few nights. It looks like 210 here between you folks in Fergus Falls and the Battle Lake area, seeing some very completely covered road conditions there as well. A little bit of fog here and there across greater Minnesota, temperatures hovering in that freezing mark. So that's a look at your road conditions. Now down south in South Dakota, for those of you traveling back home to Fargo or elsewhere, we do have challenging conditions there in the form of dense fog advisories. Let's get to a look at the road conditions though here. As we get down towards Watertown, once again, here's what we're looking at. Whoop, that camera does not appear to be working. Let's go down just a little bit farther to the north and see what we're looking at. As you look at the Summit area, there is some hazy skies, but the sky's not as foggy as they've been the last few. But Brookings now, as we take a look there, this is back to more of the soupy sails we've had the last few days. Dense fog advisories in these areas. Here's what that looks like on the weather map, and then we'll get to your forecast. Okay, so as we take a look at the watches, the warnings, and the advisories across the area, for us, we have none in Fargo, none in North Dakota. Visibility 10 miles or better in the western half of the state. In the Red River Valley, we have some areas of reduced visibility, including along the Highway 5 corridor, diving down into the Devil's Lake Basin, reduced somewhat, and parts of southeast North Dakota seeing that reduction in visibility. Now, if we include some of our Minnesota counties here, you start to see a lowering of the visibility in the I-94 corridor down to 1 mile as you drive into that Alexandria area there, south and east of Fergus Falls. Grant County, 2 miles as well. So be prepared for that, but really the snow blowing on area roads as causing most of the problems out there as we see now. As you get down south of, say, Watertown and the Brookings area, that is where we see the dense fog advisories taking over. A host of warnings across the nation. Winter storm warnings in the Pacific Northwest, as we talked about a day and a half ago with the system working its way in on there. And now a risk for severe weather in the southern plains and the Gulf Coast states as we head into your day tomorrow. For us, here is a look at our current conditions outside right now. now with a look at those temperatures first, and you're going to see hovering near 30 degrees now as we've really warmed up, but our snow banks are cold, and some of the snow banks are still blowing around. So as the snow banks get a little warmer, there'll be a reduction in how much blowing is going on, but not for now, as we do have some significant blowing of snow on area roads. And a look at those winds at this particular hour. Here's a look at the gusts that we have. These are coming from more of a south-southeasterly direction to nearly 40 miles per hour in and around Fargo-Moorhead. So please take it easy on those area roads. Now your forecast as we summarize this broadcast. Here's a look at one model. This model updates hourly. This gives you an idea of what we're expecting as we head through the overnight hours. And again, thank you so very much for joining Hutch Johnson here, trusting me with your weather information. What about this wind? Will it die? Here's what it looks like. Our winds will be southerly. Really, we're seeing more of a southeasterly flow across the region right now. And as those winds continue to blow, we're going to continue to see the wind speeds being pretty stout through the overnight hours. It's calming down, though, across northern and central parts of North Dakota. So a pretty persistent wind throughout the region until we get to daybreak, and then it starts decreasing across North Dakota, just a little breezy in Minnesota. This system here now will cause a shift in the wind directions. Here's a low pressure center that'll be working its way through. Not much of a change for us tomorrow as we go through, and as we do go into the day on Friday, we'll have a mixed bag of precipitation pushing in from the west in the morning hours when temperatures are cooler. But look at what's going on across Minnesota. South flow, a lot of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, and this is going to bring a chance of rain, snow, mixed precipitation. The event happens Friday night and into the day on Saturday. Minimal precipitation amounts until we get into southern Minnesota, where we could see some significant rain. That'll be a fast snow melter there, as temperatures will still be milder as we head toward that weekend ahead. Now we'll look at one other model and show you, is this looking like it's solid on a couple different models. Windy until morning, then it decreases. Here comes a mixed bag of tricks as we go into Friday morning, but it's not until Friday evening when that energy and the precipitation makes its way into parts of southern Minnesota, eastern Minnesota. The valley could see some areas of mixed precipitation as this system works its way through. So that's a look at what we have going on there. Temperatures will be a little better as we go through each and every day over the next couple. So we're on our way into the low 30s out there here in the southern valley as we go into your morning. Watch out for areas of dense fog. Watch for areas of slippery roads. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Remember, you can get the very latest in your road reports and also what's going on across the region today. Check it out. Your photos uploaded on this holiday showing that we've had some incredible activities going on across our area. Number one, look at the frost and the beauty on the Christmas morning shot here from Julia in the Detroit Lakes area. Thanks, Julia, for your upload always. And look at this near Dalton. Maya, thank you so very, very much for sharing this view of the frosty trees. It's incredible out there. And oh, what a beautiful scene here from the farm. This is Christina in the Kensal area. Thank you so very, very much. And look at this from Julia, the old pine cone. This type of frost that you see here, where it's white and there's these little dots, that is liquid drops of water from the fog that is contacting the tree and freezing on contact. That is called rime ice. Rime icing is what we have going on, creating the beautiful scene across here. But the problem is that rime ice can also accumulate on our area roads and other things like your, wow, check this out. Whoops, I hit the button twice. Look at this fence. This is a barbed wire fence. Now, this is a little bit different. Well, we do have the rime ice kind of forming on this as well. So those little dots showing the roundness to them. It's white because it's instantly freezing. Those liquid drops that are super cooled in the cloud freeze instantly when they hit things like our fence post or antenna on our car and such like that. Now, remember, you get the latest road reports as you're heading out the door in the morning. If you're heading back to work tomorrow, drive safe. Give yourself some extra time. HutchesWeather.com, anytime, anywhere for the latest road reports. For now, Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful night, and we'll check back in with you again as we close out this work week and head towards a new year.